Let's get to Jim Cramer down at the New York Stock Exchange. He joins us whenever we have an Apple day. It's something that that certainly makes the headlines every time. Always incremental, it seems, recently, Jim. But usually there is a lot of excitement just around anything that has to do with that whole ecosystem. It's a monopoly for me. I got it right here, and Andrew showed me how to. It worked immediately.
You did.
I upgraded while the show was on to get rid of that problem. Jim, did you do it already?
No, I do it as soon as I get over to England, Chris. I've got to tell you that this is unusual. We had a very big decline in Apple because of what happened with the lawsuit with Epic. So unlike a lot of other times where the stock has run into an introduction, this time the stock is down into an introduction, which I actually regard as being quite bullish. So as much as I love Dan, I just think in terms of the trading nature, you might be getting an opportunity you typically wouldn't get. I like Apple very much. I think that there's a lot going right with Apple. I do think that we're in a kind of a difficult period for the market. The lack of news itself has made it so that there's just I think there's just scrutiny on anything that's at all up. And I find that I don't want to throw my hands up and say, well, what do we do here? But I do want to say that I just think that we're all kind of on tenterhooks about going into the second half of September, which is the last 20 years has been bad. 20 years it's been bad. And people are pretending that it's not bad. I can't do that.
The market held on to its gains yesterday, Jim, but that was after, I don't know, it's been, I feel like it's been meandering around for about 6 weeks or maybe longer already. But you never short a dull market, right, Jim?
No, but the NASDAQ was down, and I find that the semiconductors that go into the Apple cell phone were up, but then everything else looked awful. We need to see a kind of a FANG rally here to get that back on firmer footing. I do think also we got this in the New York Stock Exchange and in the Dow. We got another word that, you know what, COVID's peaked. I mean, the COVID peak, how many COVID peaks have we had? Honestly, how many COVID peaks? I mean,
hopefully, hopefully this is the last, obviously, but you never know with the variants. Jim, the Costin at Goldman and looking at the tax plans and what it would do to corporate profits or GDP. Do you spend any time trying to crunch those numbers, or do you just follow the companies themselves and what they say?
I love Costin's stuff. I was devouring his piece on labor as a percentage of how much and where's the profit margin. But I do think, again, just not as important as there's just such a dearth of news. We focus on anything. I mean, look, we had the CPI number. That's worth focusing on. That was much better than expected. I thought that I've been trying to understand. I know that Phil LeBeau had a very good piece about Boeing. I've been reading that testimony. It's maybe Boeing, which has been just an awful stock. Maybe that can come back. But in the end, I got to tell you, Joe, the absence of news to me is negative, not positive.